Good morning, viewers. This is New Point TV. Mr. David, it is quite interesting seeing this information talking about the United States of Biafra. Of course, the Ministry of Justice of the United States of America formally recognizes the United States of Biafra as a sovereign state. Don't forget that somebody like Dr. Ngozi ORABUEZE have said recently that Biafra file is on the table of Donald Trump. How does it come to you?
I think for me it is a welcome development for the Igbo race and for the Igbo entity at large, because you cannot belong to a system whereby you are not part of the system, a system that have deprived the Igbo, this is a system that have deprived the Igbos long time ago of democracy. So I think for our pushing at this point that for the state government to formally recognize them, that okay, now these people can be recognized as a sovereign state. It shows that sooner or later they would exit the country, because for them to get this international recognition, it is not just a day job. And then again, let's not forget that the said government has all that the government of Nigeria has always been fair to the Igbos. Just of recent, we saw news making out that in 2025 budget, no development was no budget, no development stride was being captured in the southeast. So what this simply means is that the whole of southeast come 2025 will be neglected by any developmental project. So imagine you sidelining a region and you still want the region to believe in one Nigeria. So this is
okay. Let me jump in here, Mr. David, because some people have argued that the Biafrans are justified to agitate for their own sovereign state, looking at marginalization that is facing them in Nigeria. You just cited it, that in the budget of 2025, they don't have projects in that region. Do you think this is enough to say I want my own sovereign state, or they should go and negotiate with Nigerian government?
I think for that reason, it is they are duly qualified. And now let me take you back this history lane. Odumegu Ojukwu initiated this war because of the injustice against the Igbo. And now after the civil war, Jacob Gowon said no victor, no vanquish. And now he said that see, every region was integrated into the Nigerian space. But today is the Igbo really integrated into the Nigerian sovereign state.
We are talking about 3R, reconciliation, construction, and integration.
Yes, but now these 3 R's, which one of them has the Igbo man benefited from?
Are you accusing government that he didn't follow up to implement those 3R?
It goes against the hatred to the Igbo man. So if Ojukwu can fight Biafra in the 60s, now the same thing, Marginalization took up that struggle. It shows something is wrong. It shows that these people are tired of the system, and as the system being fair to them, the answer is no. The system has been so bad to the Igbos because now look at all the killings in the southeastern part of the country, and now the federal government was very quick to prescribe out of a terrorist group. Yet now the same government wants to reintegrate 114 S-men into the society. Now the same S-men,
yes, Boko Haram.
Yeah, Boko Haram. Yeah, Boko Haram. That is even more dreadless, a very dangerous group. The government wants to give them, is even giving them amnesty, and those agitating for the referendum, you've tagged them as the enemy of the country. You've tagged them as a rebel against the country. But these people are saying that it is not a crime for us to agitate, and then it will never be a crime for them to exit. We saw what happened in southern or the northern Sudan when Southern Sudan felt they can no longer live together with the people of the northern Sudan. They had to part way. So I think the Biafra government in exile is really pushing hard that see, come what may, they would exit Nigeria. And now would so if they exist in Nigeria, it will send a good signal to the federal government that these Igbos have already made up their mind, and they for me to say that sorry, if the Igbos exist in Nigeria, I can beat my chest that the Yorubas will follow suit.
I want to bring this angle because somebody have argued that the Igbos are resilient, that they are entrepreneurial in nature, that God gives them ability of technology, and that if they eventually get their sovereign state like Biafra, that they are going to be the shining light of Africa. Do you share that view?
It's sure it is because even even after the civil war, and the average woman was being given £4. £20. Sorry, £20 to develop, to go back from scratch. The Igbo man has always built riches from scratch ground up to date, and they are working stronger, and they are doing formidable good. Now across all the continents in the world, the Igbos are thriving. Let us take that from them again. And even today, the Igbo is also a major player of Nigerian economy. Yet they have been deprived of the rights in the country. So I think the Igbo on their own has every right to say we are tired of this contraption called Nigeria, that they are tired of this contraption called one Nigeria, and then it is the reason they want to go. And then again, let us remove the fact that the Igbos have suffered too much in the hands of the Fulani and then in the hand of the Nigerian state. In the sense that when it comes to power rotation of Nigeria, the Igbos are always being skipped out. The Igbos are always being sidelined. Now, it shows that Nigeria is only meant for two regions.
Okay, now, Mr. David, sorry, let me to jump in here. I understand that it has been established that the Igbos are marginalized, things are skewed against them. For instance, they are the only region in Nigeria that have 5 states instead of 6 or 7, as the case may be in other regions. But if Nigerian government were to be serious to balance those issues and to right the wrong, will you advise the Igbos to stay in Nigeria?
To stay and do what? See,
and build Nigeria with other.
And build Nigeria, the country you've always supported from years. Now the Igbo has always been in the ruling party. The Igbos supported OBJ during 2023 election, supported PDP for years. So when it was even their turn for them to rule come 2023, how many of the Fulanis, the Fulani was saying that for them to support an Igbo man, they would rather support a man. So even the Fulani, they were not like the Igbos. So you want the Igbos to still remain and then become slave to some particular region. It doesn't work that way. So I think at this time, the best thing for them is that they are pushing for their own sovereign state, that everything possible for them to exit the country, because nothing good will come out of this one Nigeria. It has been proven and tested that the one Nigeria is fraudulent.
But Mr. Davis, before you are saying nothing good can come out of Nigeria, but let me remind you this. Sunday went to United Kingdom the other time in company of his supporters, submitted a letter to the office of the Prime Minister of UK, United Kingdom, asking for the support of Oduduwa Nation. Back here in Nigeria, the British High Commission advised him to join her with other Nigerians to move Nigeria forward instead of looking for Oduduwa. And we had a situation where UK exited European Union, and people are asking, is UK High Commission in Nigeria justified to ask Tinubu to abandon that struggle?
No. For me, the UK, the British High Commission in Nigeria is not justified. But let's not forget that some persons are of the view that Nigeria is a British company. It is a British company. Being owned, the politicians are the major stakeholders, and also the British too have been indicted to be part of these issues happening to this, because there was never a time because it was the UK that gave us this issue of amalgamation, that brought us from the south and then from the north, and then brought this entrepreneurship onto the average Nigerian. So they are also part of the accomplice. So the UK is ready to do everything to sustain this faulty marriage, this faulty foundation called Nigeria, because nobody, if not so, not a country who has exited the European Union, telling a group of people for them to remain united under the umbrella of one Nigeria, so that they could continue, so that hardship and untold hardship can continue, so that Fulani will continue to buy them.
Now let us look at the outburst of Nnamdi Kanu the other day. He accused the Nigerian system of having poor knowledge of the law. Of course, he said he do what he do because he has the right to do it. We understand that self-determination is a right that is entrenched in the constitution, having been adopted by Nigeria. Of course, the charter. Self-determination is a right that have been entrenched in the Nigerian constitution. Now, if you were to advise the Nigerian government based on whether to get a political solution to Nnamdi Kanu's quagmire and whether the case should continue in the light of Nnamdi Kanu accusing the Nigerian system of having poor knowledge of the law, what would be your advice as a word of conclusion?
I think for me, the Nigerian government is also guilty of the problem happening now in Nigeria. Now, there was a court injunction from the appeal court that said Kanu should be let go. But today, the same Nigerian government has refused to abide by the court injunction. And that is true. You see that in this part of the world, there is always an interference in the Nigerian judicial system. The president can easily interfere in the Nigerian judicial processes. So Kanu is very right. Kanu is very right, and Kanu is highly knowledgeable about the law. He knows what he's saying. So for him to have come out to say that when it comes to himself, Nigerian government would always twist and bend the law, and then you also saw it. You also saw it that for 3.5 years you've incarcerated him without no proof, without no evidence, then without no trial. How long do you want to keep him there? So for me, I think at this point, my advice is that the Igbos should be ready to exit the country, because nothing good shall come out of this failed marriage, failed constitution, failed country called Nigeria.
You call it failed marriage? I think this is a good place to let it go. Thank you very much. This news point.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, good morning, Mr. Christian.
Simon Ekpa get people that are lobbying for Biafra, and it is a plus. The way Simon Ekpa is going international, and it seems he's making this agitation a serious international issue by employing international lobbyists to make sure that Biafra is recognized at the world stage. Let's get a reaction.
Now, thank you for that wonderful question, the anchor of this good platform. First and foremost, I want to say Simon Ekpa has come out to say, or has outlined countless times, that he said that the Nigerian government cannot win Biafra with a barrel of gold for the second time. Now when he said that, see, Nigerian government cannot win Biafra with a barrel of gold, it means that nobody needs to die for them to exit Nigeria. Now, Ojogun fought Biafra in a different dimension. Now, Marginalization did it via his own direction. So Ekpa is taking it globally. And now we've seen world body recognize Biafra. We've seen the UN and then some other global body have come out to endorse the Biafra struggle. So kudos to him, it is a plus. Some persons have come out to say that Simon Ekpa should be discredited, the likes of NZOGI and that of the southeastern governors. But my question is that you said Simon Ekpa should not be taken serious. Then who should be taken serious? The government who is not willing to protect our people? Is it the people who have refused to speak up when the Igbo man has been marginalized in the country? Is it the same governors who have become a tools in the hands of their Fulani master? So for you to even have a character like Simon Ekpa and nnamdikanu to have come out to say enough is enough, that we are tired of this contraption called one Nigerians, it shows that these people have this mindset that, see, they can no longer be the slave. So for him to have even gone as far as to hire lobbyists that will speak on behalf of Biafra, in the world in the UN summit. To me, it's a plus, and that alone, the voice of Biafrans will be heard globally, and the voice of an Igbo man is also being heard globally. Now, let me take it back the line. When Southern Sudan and South Sudan wanted parted ways, nobody killed each other. Nobody go through the route of violence. It was done amicably. So Samonapa is doing it amicably for him to convince world leaders that this thing is possible. And when the government of the day, the present government of Nigeria, are not seeing it that way. Thank you. You can also
should the government, should the Nigerian government be worried about this?
Why would they be worried? The same people have sent assassins to kill Samonepa. Now only he has escaped. So see, one thing about it is that the government of the day, they are panicking. There's panic. You know what it is now? For a particular tribe, for a major tribe to exit your country, you know how an Igbo man is. You know the investment of an Igbo man is in the country. Now imagine in Nigeria without an Igbo man. Let's just imagine that. I mean, dominance. That means the Hausa man would now dominate virtually every government parastatals in Nigeria. So now the reason why the Igbo man is still believe that's Nigeria is because the Igbo man is still in the contraption called Nigeria. And eventually, if the Igbo man leaves, my brother, the Yoruba man will know the true meaning of Nigeria, and then we now know who owns Nigeria. Just like what Ngozi said, he said they are not scared of the Igbos parting, exiting Nigerians. That was what he said. He said they are not scared. Indirectly, that means the other tribe would not have sense of belonging in the country. And we know it. We know it. I know it too. And every normal man now has the spirit of dominance. You cannot dominate him. If a Fulani man has the spirit of dominance, for you to dominate him, it will take ages. In terms of population, you cannot dominate them. So one thing is that Ojukwu have foreseen this whole thing. That was why he championed this Biafra struggle. And now, gradually, it is now becoming a reality in this contraction called Nigeria. Now, there are some Igbo men are even tired of the system called Nigeria. Just because they feel their brother is still in president. Man, my brother, I can bet you, come 2027, the Yorubas will be championing the Republic more than the Igbo man. I can bet you that. That I am very certain of. Agitation. Yes, we will championing because it is certain when their president, when their brother is being kicked away from the presidency, already there is a plot, and which he himself cannot escape. The president himself knows that there is a plot, and then the big shots in the north are forming alliance. You know it. RFI, a powerful influence in the north, is not in the league. Sorry, is not in good terms with the president. And now nobody can take that factor. What RFI did, or see that made President Tinubu emerge as the president via his own influence. And then we have also the likes of Angulai, which is the chairman of the Northern Order Forum. He said post-election that the Northern Order Forum supported Tinubu, but from 2027 Tinubu will not get their support. So what does that mean? Now so now if the average left person is not giving the vote, now where will they get the vote? It should come by 2027. The same thing the Yorubas have been after the Igbos for. Now they will be the master mind of it, because I can bet you by 2027 Yoruba will know will stop. And that's the slogan that will continue the trend, is that we are tired of the country, we want to follow the suit of the Igbo man and exit the country. And then the Igbo man now will not take them, tag them for being unserious, because now that the Igbo man is championing for the exit, we are saying the Igbo man is not serious. Yeah, there are claims that the Igbo man is not serious, but I can bet you, when the system will also catch up with you, then you will know why the Igbo man has been championing to exit. Thank you for always coming.